do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Keanu Reeves is one of Hollywood's biggest stars, with movies that have made over $3 billion worldwide. From The Matrix to John Wick, he's given us some of the most memorable films of the past few decades. But behind all this success lies a shocking truth. The reasons behind it will leave you stunned.
That message is very important. If the Earth dies, you die. If you die, the Earth survives. I'm a friend of the Earth.
Most stars chase fame and fortune, but Keanu does things differently. He rides the subway like a regular person, takes pay cuts to help other actors, and keeps his charitable work secret. In an industry where most celebrities show off their wealth, Keanu's humble approach has made him unique and maybe made him some enemies.
Keanu! Yeah, he will look over.
In 2011, something odd happened. A woman in a Mercedes SUV backed into Keanu's beloved Norton Commando 750 motorcycle outside a medical facility in Beverly Hills. While police called it an accident, some people wondered if there was more to the story. Was it just bad luck, or was someone sending a message?
あれを表面けど
What makes this interesting is how Keanu handles himself in public. In a viral video with 8.3 million views, fans notice something special about how he interacts with people. They keep their distance not because he pushes them away, but out of respect. Even at airports, he travels like a normal person, no bodyguards, despite being worth hundreds of millions.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them in the eye.
Why? Can't you look? Why?
Because they might do something not good.
But there's more to this story than just Keanu being nice. He's been speaking out against some dark sides of Hollywood. While other stars stay quiet to protect their careers, Keanu has taken stands that have put him at odds with powerful people.
Doing? I'm all right.
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the motion picture, which, by the way, we saw part of it this afternoon. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
people who have seen it tell me that it's gripping. It's great excitement.
Yeah, it is indeed.
And we're talking about a bus now, out of control, got a bomb on it.
Right.
Got to go 50 miles an hour, it explodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it?
Well,
but it's good.
Take his fight against digital manipulation in movies. Back in the 90s, someone added a fake tear to his face in a scene. Since then, he's refused to let studios use deepfake technology on him. I don't mind if someone takes a blink out during an edit, he says. But changing my performance? That's where I draw the line. This stance hasn't made him popular with studio executives who see digital effects as the future of filmmaking. But Keanu isn't backing down. He's been warning about how technology is changing Hollywood, not just for actors, but for everyone working in movies.
But you do fall off motorbikes a lot.
Yeah, I've had some, you know what, it's a weird thing. I've had some good luck and some bad luck.
You're alive.
That's the good luck.
Money doesn't seem to influence his decisions either. For The Devil's Advocate, he took a massive pay cut so the studio could afford Al Pacino.
The bad luck is I've got a fake tooth, I've got a huge scar here, I've got I guess a plate in my neck about this, but that's not all just the motorcycles. But yeah, I've come off the bike a few times, yeah.
But wasn't there a time you scarred your leg?
Yeah, that was the one where a car pulled out in front of me and I was kind of trying to decide. This was just after I had the plate in the neck and I was deciding as I was kind of about to hit the car, because I started to veer, but then the car saw me and started to move, and then he stopped, and then I was just like, oh man, what am I going to...
He did it again for The Replacements, giving up 90% of his salary to work with Gene Hackman. While other stars fight for every dollar, Keanu puts the movie first. What's gotten Hollywood's attention is how Keanu talks about the industry's darker side. After the Harvey Weinstein scandal exposed serious problems in Hollywood, Keanu hinted at even more troubling issues. He's particularly concerned about how the industry treats newcomers and crew members. His charitable work tells us a lot about his character. In 2009, he revealed he'd been running a private foundation for years, supporting children's hospitals and cancer research. But here's the key. He doesn't put his name on it. I just let the foundation do what it does, he says. In Hollywood, where every good deed becomes a publicity stunt, this is radical. One of his biggest clashes with Hollywood came when he refused to star in Speed 2. Fox Studios offered him $11 million, but he said no because he didn't think the script was good enough. They blacklisted him for over a decade, but Keanu stuck to his principles. Instead of doing a bad sequel, he chose The Matrix, a risky sci-fi film that changed movie history. Some people try to discredit him. A fake story spread on Facebook claiming Keanu had made wild accusations about Hollywood elites. But the truth is simpler and maybe more threatening to Hollywood. Keanu just refuses to play by their rules. His approach to fame is equally rebellious. While other stars chase social media followers and headlines, Keanu stays private. He doesn't do the usual celebrity thing of constantly promoting himself. This has frustrated studios who want stars to be marketing machines. The industry's pushback hasn't stopped him.
And we're back.
The Matrix changed my life, and then over these years, it's changed so many other people's lives in really positive and great ways. And so as an artist, you hope for that when you get to do a film or tell a story.
His John Wick franchise proves you can succeed without playing Hollywood's game. These movies, made outside the traditional studio system, have become huge hits. They show that audiences care more about quality than studio politics. What sets Keanu apart is his treatment of film crews. He's known for standing up for workers' rights, even when it means delaying production or increasing costs. While studio executives see this as being difficult, crew members see him as a rare ally in an often unfair industry. In recent years, Keanu has supported independent filmmakers and experimental projects. This is another way he challenges Hollywood's obsession with franchises and familiar formulas. He chooses roles based on what interests him, not what will make the most money. The way Hollywood has treated Keanu reveals a lot about the industry. Despite his massive success and loyal fan base, they've tried to sideline him because he won't conform. It shows how the movie business often values control more than talent or integrity. But Keanu keeps going his own way. His upcoming projects, including Constantine 2 and new independent films, show he's not backing down. He's proving you can succeed in movies without selling out your principles. This isn't just about one actor's career. Keanu's experience shows us the fight between artistic freedom and corporate control in entertainment.
Bring peace and everything, but they haven't. And so what has that done to them?
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a
lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, right?
And you've got your family now, but you're still trying to write the song because you've got to save the world. But then the future comes down and says, well, no, you're not really just have to save the world, you have to save the universe, and you have to write the song in like 80 minutes.
As Hollywood faces pressure to change how it treats people and makes movies, Keanu's way of doing things might be the future, not the past. The attempts to push Keanu out of Hollywood have failed because he never really needed Hollywood's approval. He's built his career on talent, integrity, and genuine connections with audiences. While the industry chases trends and profits, Keanu stays focused on what matters, making good movies and treating people right. His story teaches us something important. Sometimes the best way to succeed is to refuse to play the game. In an industry built on image and control, Keanu's authenticity and independence make him both an outsider and a hero.
Bob, keep on talking to the people. They might never hear your voice again. Keep on talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Well, yes, the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, you know. That is the voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
You know? Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. Seeing? Seeing.
Bob Marley was 36 years old when he died in Miami's Cedars of Lebanon Hospital on May 11, 1981. The man who brought reggae to the global stage and sold 75 million records had succumbed to cancer. But the circumstances leading to his death reveal a complex story of dedication, faith, and fateful decisions.
Bob Marley, his reggae music known far beyond its roots in Jamaica, died in a Miami hospital today after a long battle against cancer.
Bob Marley was born on February 6, 1945 in 9 Mile, Jamaica, on a farm owned by his grandfather, Omara Malcolm. His mother, Cedella Malcolm, was just 17 when she met Bob's father, Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican with English roots who was much older at 64. Norval, a captain in the Royal Marines, managed British-owned land in St. Anne Parish. However, he was mostly absent from Bob's life, leaving Cedella to raise him on her own with little financial support. Despite this, Bob had a strong male influence in his grandfather Omara, a respected businessman and traditional healer. Omara's deep connection to his African heritage and his wisdom left a lasting impact on Bob, shaping his identity and future music. Bob was raised Catholic, but as he grew older, he embraced Rastafari, a religion that focused on natural living, a connection to Africa, and rejecting Western values. This belief also influenced his appearance, as Rastafarians typically grow their hair into long, twisted dreadlocks. Bob adopted this practice as both a reflection of his faith and a symbol of his cultural identity. His iconic dreadlocks became globally recognized, forever linked with his music and the messages of unity and strength it carried, spreading from 9 Mile to the rest of the world.
Yeah, the Jamaican people play it. Yeah, it's like a musician from Jamaica play that music, you know. And like a musician from, you might find a black musician from America play the funk or blues, you know. And people only play reggae music.
Can it be copied quite successfully outside of Jamaica?
Well, it's the way I feel about the music. It can be copied, you know, but...
When Bob Marley collapsed during a morning run in New York's Central Park in September 1980, he appeared to be in peak health. At 5 feet 7 inches and 155 pounds, he followed a strict diet of fruits and vegetables, ran regularly, and played soccer with passion. His lifestyle reflected his Rastafarian beliefs, emphasizing clean living and spiritual awareness.
Brother Bob Marley and the Wailers, ladies and gentlemen.
The collapse happened just one day before Bob Marley was supposed to perform at Madison Square Garden. He had a seizure, his vision became blurry, and he had trouble speaking. Even though this was a serious health scare, Marley still performed the next night, staying true to his dedication to music, even if it harmed his health. Medical tests later revealed a heartbreaking truth. Marley had a brain tumor. Further tests showed the cancer had spread to his lungs. This led to a big question. How did a health-conscious 36-year-old develop such an aggressive form of cancer? The answer lay in a seemingly minor incident from 1977. While playing soccer in Paris during the Exodus tour, Marley injured his right big toe. The initial treatment involved removing the toenail, but when he performed at London's Rainbow Theatre weeks later, his boot would fill with blood during performances. London specialists diagnosed Bob Marley with a melanoma under his toenail, and their advice was clear: amputate the entire toe to stop the cancer from spreading. However, for Marley, whose energetic performances were a hallmark of his career, this was unimaginable. He chose a less invasive procedure in Miami instead, a skin excision and graft. Sadly, Bob Marley made a choice that hurt him. He had a rare kind of skin cancer called acral lentiginous melanoma, which shows up in places like the palms, soles, and under the nails. Even though this type of cancer is rare in people with darker skin, it happens more often in this form. Bob's family later said they had a history of this kind of cancer, which made Bob more likely to get it. When Bob Marley chose not to have his toe removed, the cancer spread. In 1980, doctors told him he only had 3 weeks to live. Bob decided to try a different treatment in Germany with Dr. Joseph Eisels. The treatment was very strict and included a special diet, removing bad teeth and tonsils, and trying new therapies. With this treatment, Bob lived 8 months longer than the doctors first thought, but by May 1981, the cancer had spread all over his body. When he tried to go back to Jamaica, his health got worse, and the plane had to land in Miami. He passed away, weighing only 82 pounds. After his death, some people believed in conspiracy theories, saying the CIA caused his cancer with special boots. But there is no proof of this, and doctors said the cancer grew naturally like it does in other people. The state funeral in Jamaica drew 6,000 mourners, and his gold coffin was carried to his birthplace in 9 Mile for burial. His passing marked the end of an era, but his influence continued to grow. One Love, his message of unity and peace, resonated globally, transcending his death to become a universal anthem. Bob Marley's son, Rohan Marley, recently shared some shocking facts in the I Am Athlete podcast. Let's see what Rohan said.
Independence was being like an independent artist. So he was with an Island Records, Chris Blackwell, again, the founder of that. So he wanted his independence, so he created Tough Gong International. So that was his independence, Tough Gong International. So we couldn't then take, we could not then take Tough Gong and put him back into that system. You dig? He already removed himself. So how can we go back? No, not for money, not for nothing. So
respect.
Yeah. So that's why today with us, Bob Marley, and it wasn't handed to us. We had to
Bob Marley's story illustrates the complex interplay between passion and mortality. His dedication to performance led him to reject potentially life-saving surgery, choosing instead to maintain his ability to connect with audiences through movement and dance. This decision, while fatal, aligned perfectly with his character. A man who consistently chose artistic expression over personal safety. The genetic component of his illness adds another layer of complexity to his story. Despite his healthy lifestyle and physical fitness, Marley carried a predisposition to this rare form of cancer. His dark skin, typically protective against melanoma, couldn't shield him from this inherited vulnerability. As his cancer progressed, it attacked multiple systems. The spread to his lungs caused pulmonary edema, preventing proper oxygen circulation. Brain tumors affected his neurological function. Despite these challenges, he continued to prioritize his music and message until he could no longer perform.
Groups? Yeah, but nothing like this, you know. Never one like this before.
Bob Marley's influence went far beyond reggae music. Rising from the poverty of Trenchtown, he became a global symbol of peace and unity. His songs spoke out against social injustice, celebrated spiritual faith, and promoted universal love, resonating with people from all walks of life. Through his music, Marley gave a voice to the oppressed and delivered messages of hope and redemption. Jamaica felt his loss deeply, as Marley had put the small island on the world stage, becoming its most famous ambassador. His music captured the heart of Jamaican culture and made it relatable to international audiences. Even today, when people think of Jamaica, Marley's name and legacy come to mind. The way he approached his death, prioritizing his ability to perform over medical treatment, shows the depth of his artistic mission. For Marley, music wasn't just a job, it was a calling that required his complete dedication. His choice to focus on his music, even at the cost of his life, highlights his unwavering commitment to his art.
Have you made a lot of money out of your music?
Money? I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
Do you have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
Bob Marley's death at 36 represents more than the loss of a musical icon. It illustrates how passion, when pursued absolutely, can lead to fateful decisions. His choice to prioritize performance over treatment, while ultimately fatal, remained consistent with his life's purpose, using music to connect, inspire, and promote positive change in the world.